guys, it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a book review for Pretty Reckless by LJ Shen. If you guys are at all in the romance community, you have probably heard of LJ Shen. She is an indie author, and she is most known for her Sinners of Saints series. I myself have read Vicious, which is in Sinners of Saints series, and I read Midnight Blue, and I've read The Kiss Thief. So I've read 3 books by her. This is my 4th book by her. And I'm just going to show you the cover and then put it down because it does reflect. It's a really, really pretty cover. The spine is a gorgeous purple too, so she knows how to do the cover game. But this is a very angsty novel. All of her books have to do with angst, honestly. This one is the spin-off series to the Sinners of Saints series, so these are all the children of the Sinners of Saints couples. So like I said, I've only read the first one, which is actually not in this one. I've also read her novella. I forgot about that. So Defy is the novella of the Sinner of Saints series, and the couple from Defy is the parents of the main character Daria. And so the book starts out with Daria being younger and not feeling good enough as a ballerina because her mother was a professional ballerina before she became a teacher, I believe, and so her mother has like a studio, and she really pays attention to this other girl and not Daria, and Daria is kind of feeling jealous, and she sabotages that girl with the help of a boy that she meets that is kind of fascinated by her, and she's fascinated by him. And so then we fast forward 4 years to the present day, and that boy that helped her is back in her life, and it's their romance, and it's very much a hate to love romance because they hate each other because of what went down 4 years ago. I'm trying not to spoil too much because I went in completely blind, and that's why I really enjoyed it. Going into an LJ Shen book, you know it's going to be overdramatic. You know it's going to be angsty. Our main character is very, very unlikable. She self-sabotages herself and other people. So if she gets jealous or angry about something, she kind of throws a fit and is really mean and malicious and does things that hurt other people. She acknowledges that that's a very bad quality in herself, but she just does it. She has this little black book that she writes all of her sins down in, and she has an interesting relationship with the principal of the school. And so anything that's like angsty in a book is in this book. Very angsty. Our main character, like I said, has issues with her parents. She calls them by their first names. She's trying to still be like #1 at school, and then this new girl comes in, and so it's very angsty. It does take place in high school, but it's definitely not YA, so this is a new adult that takes place in high school. The romance itself, I really loved the prologue. The prologue, I was like, wow, this is such a good setup for a romance. Then I kind of didn't understand why Daria, our main character, trusted so many and like kind of threw her intelligence to the wind or common sense to the wind. And so like her relationship with Penn, they're the ones that are enemies to lovers. They like hate each other so much, and then it kind of got a little too switched for me to like the lovers part, and like they hated each other but they were still getting together kind of thing, and she like had these preconceived notions about him but she kind of ignored them because of her attraction. It was a little confusing, but I find that kind of with every LJ Shen book, like there's enemies aspect that people just like kind of ignore to give into their attraction, but that's just LJ Shen. I've learned in her books, I feel like it's happened in every single book I've read by her, have been enemies to lovers and had that kind of reaction to it. So there's that. The only other thing that kind of bothered me in this book was how much she trusted a certain character that was her enemy with a very big secret of hers that could ruin her. She was just like, oh, she was so nice, so I told her. And I was like, you sound so naive right now when you've been such thick-skinned before. So that, I just didn't understand her choices there, but I get it was to create more drama because, like I said, this is a very overdramatic book. Very overdramatic, and things happen to cause other things to happen and other conflicts to happen. So she also did something with a possession of hers that we all know is very precious to her, and she left it somewhere where she knew someone had access to, and I was like, if that was so important to you, you wouldn't leave it out in the open like that kind of thing. So some of her decisions were made for the plot's sake and not realistically, but other than that, if you love angsty overdramatic books, you're gonna love Pretty Reckless. Honestly, everyone's obsessed with it right now. I give it 4 to 5 stars. It was definitely enjoyable. It was entertaining. I couldn't put it down. I mean, like, I wanted to know what was going on. I will say, in the beginning though, all the characters after the prologue, when we get to present day, it's Daria's at this abandoned football field at like a fight because for some reason all angsty new adult romances have underground fighting rings. I don't know why. But at this fight, all of her friends show up and it was so hard to keep track of them. There's so many friends and like, you know, some of them are the children of the characters in the Sinners of Saints series, but they were all like way too much too fast and I'm still confused on who is who, so just go in knowing it's gonna be a little hard. I probably should have had like a family tree next to me to figure out who is who, but other than that, it was really easy to get into. It picked up right away. Like I said, the prologue really sucked me in and made me invested in this relationship that otherwise probably wouldn't have if it didn't have the prologue, because like I said, it was kind of very much enemies to, oh my god, I want to like act on this intense chemistry we've got. So other than that, it, like I said, very angsty, overdramatic, but if you like that kind of thing, you're gonna love this. It did remind me a lot of the Sinners of Saints series that was very angsty and overdramatic, but I liked how that was more adult. This one definitely has YA characters who make YA decisions, but with new adult themes in it. So just remember reading about younger characters, which we did get in Vicious. In Vicious, it was flashbacks though, so we got them as teenagers, but then we did get them as adults as well, which I think I would have liked better in this book. But there is that. I did appreciate the parents were present and a lot of her drama had to involve her parents. I really loved her dad. I'm blanking on his name, but I loved her relationship with him a lot. And so yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Let me know if you've read it and what your thoughts are, if you agree with what I said, if you don't agree. I know some people really hated this book, but I know some people really love this book, so let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.